You are fake news.
Stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media simply aren't true without checking facts first. Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control.
Exactly.
You are fake news.
Joining us now to talk about how his state is responding to all of this, we have the governor of Ohio, Mike DeWine.
You are fake news. You are fake news. You are fake news.
What is truth? I feel like truth is a barely set Jell-O mold that I've taken the Jell-O out of and I'm trying to tack to the wall with a pneumatic gun. What is truth? I know so many people for whom truth looks like a windbreaker, a thing that they've wrapped themselves up in all this confidence in an ice storm when they're shivering and they're insisting that they're fine. What is truth? How do we hold to it? And how do we share it? In the high priestly prayer of John 17, which is this week's gospel, Jesus looks up to heaven and he says this in a way that while he's praying to God is loud enough for us to overhear it. Jesus says, "Father, the hour has come. Glorify your Son, so that the Son may glorify you. You have given him authority over all people, to give eternal life to all whom you have given him." And then Jesus says in prayer, in a way that we can hear, "This is eternal life, that they may know you, the only true God, and Jesus Christ whom you sent." And he goes on to say that although he is leaving, we as his followers will fill in his shoes and we will represent God's presence and God's truth, and we will help guide people through all the noise and clatter of the world that we live in. So I wonder what it means when Jesus' prayer, that also ends in talking about unity, doesn't seem like it's been answered at all. And I wonder if it weighs as heavily on you, the question of what truth is, as it weighs on me. We're supposed to be a signpost to the truth, and all that is noise and clatter and disputing facts. So to me, in the midst of all of this, maybe all that I can do is try to cling to a handful of ideas. I don't think it's that I know the truth. I think it's that I'm simply trying to get to or show forth God, the truth. And so I just try to cling to a handful of ideas that are my own guides to help me be calm and know that it's not about me or what I know. A handful of ideas. How does what I believe or what I'm saying add up to or compare to proven or handed down truth? Does this fit the way the story's been told? Another way that I try to think about it. Does what I'm hearing or what I'm pointing to as the truth have a little bit of law and gospel in it? Does it make me squirm a little bit? Or does it sound too good to be true? Does it sound so horrible that I can't find any joy in it? Or does it have a little bit of both? I think life tends to have a little bit of both, and so I think truth would have pros and cons when we hear it. I ask if it's being presented from a source that presents it in humility and allows there to be questions and interaction with it. I ask if it values God's creation and values people. Does it look for strength, or does it just make you feel like it is a heavy thing that weighs on your shoulders? And then finally I try to ask if it shows forth Christ. And when I ask, does it show forth Christ, I don't just mean the Christ that we look to and think is a pretty cool guy because he healed other people. I also mean the Christ that constantly challenges us to live in an ever more mindful way with the rest of creation and other people. These are the handful of things that I try to use to sort out truth. At the end of the day, I can breathe because truth isn't mine. And as a person of faith, what we're reminded of is that God's truth is here and it's present. And that all we can do, if not always be perfectly aligned with the truth, is have faith that God is here and that God will handle it, and try to be a testimony and a signpost to truth.